Are we live?
We are live. There might be a 20, 30-second delay for those who are in the event right now, but they should be popping in.
Okay.
I am actually just going to put, can someone comment that this is working? But probably we know that there's going to be some folks. Oh, it shows right up on our screen. That's what it looks like. Okay.
Okay, great.
We know that some folks will probably be watching it on the replay, so we can probably just jump right in. I'm super excited about this, so Pam, kick it off.
Okay, great. Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm so glad that you are here and that you are taking time out of your busy day to hear about what I'm up to these days with all of this. So for those of you who do not know me, my name is Pam Barefoot. I have been a pharmacist for 21 years. And actually, when I first graduated from pharmacy school, I wanted to be a pharmaceutical rep. However, I couldn't find a job in that kind of pharmacy field. So I have spent the better part of my career in the hospital setting. And while I love being a pharmacist, and I'm so very thankful for the education that I have, I'm not really passionate about my work. It doesn't light me up. And in addition to that, I have to work a lot of long hours, long days, and I'm really just tied to that time clock. I have to punch that time clock day in and day out, and because of that, it causes me to miss a lot of things. After school, track meets and soccer games I've had to miss. There's been lots of different things that happen during school hours, like award ceremonies and things like that for my children that I have to miss because I have to work. And, you know, my goal is that I want to be more present in the lives of my children and my family. I don't want to miss another soccer game or track meet. And my youngest is getting ready to start kindergarten, and I want to be able to volunteer in her classroom, you know, while she's in her young elementary ages. And so I'm really excited about what we're sharing with you tonight because I see this as the vehicle that is going to allow me to create the lifestyle that I envision, the one where I am more present for my family. And the other thing is that I see the potential of being able to create a second stream of income from home without it interfering with my primary job, but with a biotech company that has got some amazing things going on with science that I really am passionate about, and that really does light me up. So I actually even see the potential for this to be not only a side business, but perhaps turn into my real business. Now, some of you may or may not know, but I actually lost my job this week. It was very unexpected. I did not see it coming. And it's a big hit to our family because we are a dual income family and we do rely on my income. So that being said, while this was intended to be a side business that I would grow gradually, right now, while I wait on callbacks and interviews and things like that, this is going to be my primary focus. And I envision this as being something that's going to hopefully grow into something even more and change my life. So I've learned from my experience, I think everyone needs a plan B because you never know when corporate America is going to turn its back on you, especially in this shaky economy. And so it's good, it's wise to have a safety net and have multiple streams of income. So with all that being said, here's what's going to happen tonight. Chelsea and I are going to talk a little bit about the products and the science as well as the company. We're going to share briefly about all of this. Shouldn't be more than about 15 minutes or so. And then all of you guys are probably going to fall into one of three categories. You're either going to be someone who is thinking, that product might be a good fit for me. I might like to try that. Or you may be someone that is thinking along the lines of me and you see what I see, the potential of this, and you might want to learn more about the business. Or this might spark you to think of a friend or a family member that might be a good fit for one of our products or maybe even for the business opportunity. And it could cause you to think of someone that you could refer to me as a referral. So any of those categories are perfectly fine. I'm happy that you're here. And when this is all over, I will follow up with you guys and we'll just be able to chat after. So without further ado, let me introduce my friend Chelsea. She is the one who introduced me to this business. Actually, she and her sister Kim. And Chelsea, she's been in this business for about 4.5 years. Her background is that she is a startup attorney, and she has actually retired herself from her law practice and is now doing this business full time. She and I met at some high-level training that we were both participating in the area of branding and social media marketing and that kind of stuff. So let me just go ahead and turn it over to you, Chelsea.
Awesome. Well, thank you for the kind introduction, Pam, and for really pulling this together. It has been a whirlwind of a week for you, and I love I can see your energy light up as you're talking about your future and really what this could mean for you. And I'm so glad that there's some people on live here with us for the event. So I'm going to share just a little bit about my story, and then Pam and I are going to kind of banter a little bit about some of the things that we're most excited about so that you can get just a little bit of information around the products, the business, and like Pam said, fall into one of those categories. Now that you know what we're going to learn about, you can't unknow it, and we'll help you sort out what that means for you. So as Pam said, my background is as a startup attorney, and I really came out of law school. I'm an overachiever, so I was top of my class, got placed into a big law firm, which was a great opportunity. But what I hadn't really thought about was the lifestyle outcome. I don't know if that makes sense to anyone, but I kind of got out of law school. I actually grew up very active. I was classically trained in the ballet and dance world, so I was used to moving like 20 hours a week. And then I was sitting all day, every day, and it was impacting my health and my mental health and my relationships, and it just wasn't what I thought it was going to be cracked up to be. So just because I was good at that skill set and career path didn't mean it was the only thing, right? So for me, I was very intentional about trying to create a plan B. I started a couple different business ventures, a couple flopped, a couple started to take off. And then I learned about the information that we're going to go through tonight. And everything just started to gel of what a plan B could mean if you were partnering with something that had a strong system and that you can really align with. It makes all the difference. So before I get into some of the company stuff, as Pam mentioned, the company that we're working with is in all-natural biotech in a field called nutrigenomics. It is not my background, but is incredibly exciting. Pam has a ton of credibility, so I actually want to pass it back to her just to talk for a minute or two about why, as a pharmacist, this lit you up and got you excited about researching the science and why this is different than anything else out on the market for you to put your name on this, right? So I'm going to toss it back to you.
Thanks, Chelsea. Yes, I do get really excited when I talk about the science behind these products. It really lights me up. I'm a real geek when it comes to learning how the body works and what causes diseases and how drugs work in the body. I guess that is why pharmacy has always been a good fit for me, because I do enjoy learning about that kind of stuff. And so when I first met Chelsea and Kim, and they mentioned that they were working with a biotech company in the area of nutrigenomics, to say the least, I was very intrigued and started asking a lot of questions. And I'm telling you, the more that I learned, as I continued to learn about it, the more excited that I got. In my opinion, these are breakthrough technology things. This is cutting edge stuff. And it's pretty exciting. I mean, it's things that I've learned in continuing education that was maybe in the pipeline, with regard to C-reactive protein and things like that. And what I'm learning is that this technology is here now. It already exists. So let me just briefly try to explain the flagship product, which is called Protandem, and how it works. So basically, it works at a genetic level on our DNA, and it tells our body to upregulate a certain enzyme called superoxide dismutase. And this enzyme allows our bodies to create its own antioxidants. It upregulates the production of antioxidants. This is called NRF2 activation. Now, why does this matter? Why is this important? It's because of oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is everywhere. It's it's the air we breathe. It's the food that we eat because of toxins and the way that they're grown. Smoking, drinking, everything causes oxidative stress within our bodies, and that leads to free radicals. Now, when we're born, our body makes its own free radical or makes its own antioxidants, and we can fight against those free radicals. But as we age, we're just not able to keep up. It's not possible. And we cannot take enough antioxidants by mouth to be able to keep up with that. It's just not possible. So what is so cool about this product is that it taps into a process that already exists within our body to allow us to make our own antioxidants to fight these free radicals. And what does this mean? It means it's disease states. There is a link between free radicals and thousands, hundreds of disease states, from everything from cancer to inflammatory diseases like rheumatoid arthritis, diabetes, neurodegenerative diseases like autism and Alzheimer's. Then you've got your autoimmune diseases like MS. I mean, there are so many diseases that are touched by free radicals. And this is a product that naturally, through our own body's processes, fights against that. And let me just say one more thing, that the science is sound. And it's well researched. There are many clinical trials, placebo, double-blind clinical trials in humans that prove that this science is sound. And that's what's so exciting to me. In the major trial for Protandim, it proved that the product reduced oxidative stress by 70% in just 30 days. And that's really huge when we're talking about disease prevention. And disease prevention it's life. I mean, this is groundbreaking in my opinion. You heard it here first. Antioxidants is like a household term. Everybody knows the word, and everybody thinks we should take those to be healthy and to prevent colds and, all that, right? Well, it's not going to be long when Nerf2 activation is like the household phrase that everybody's like, oh, I need to take my Nerf2 to prevent my cold. It's coming, and you heard it here first.
Well, I can tell, and hopefully all of you can tell how passionate Pam is about really diving into and understanding the science. So thank you for sharing that. And we are actually going to put a link below to 2 different videos if you're a visual learner. I don't have any science background. And if you're looking at this, you don't have to be a pharmacist or a doctor or a nurse to want to get involved with this. So we're going to show you some of the resources we have that Pam has studied that blew her away. So right here in the event, we're going to put a link to a news report that I'm going to explain in just a second, and also to an updated product video that kind of shows where the science has gone and our kind of limited product line because of this specialized science. So we'll make sure to put those in here. And because everything we do is all natural, we've got to be careful just to say that what we have does not treat, prevent, or cure anything, but lots of amazing things can happen when you're activating your body from a natural level. So we're obviously super passionate about the products. And one of my questions, Pam, when I learned about this, I was like, okay, so if this is so amazing, I want it in my body like yesterday, why have I never heard about this, right? And so I want to just tell a little bit about the company story for some of the people tuning in so you can kind of answer that question for yourself. So what actually happened with our company, we're a natural biotech company that doesn't happen very often. And back in 2003, the formulators discovered the product that Pam was just talking about that we will show you in the news report. So 2003 to 2009, we started selling that product at the likes of GNC, Rite Aid, Vitamin Shop. But we've all walked into these stores, right? And you walk in and there's rows and rows and rows of products. And even if you have a science background, it's completely overwhelming, right? And so they weren't selling this product. If you've never heard of a Nerf2 activator, you're not walking into a store looking for that, right? So all of a sudden what happened is in the middle of this retail trial, there was a news report. That's what I was just mentioning. This news report was an investigative piece done by the ABC investigative news team. And they came in kind of to debunk, saying, hey, everything Pam is saying sounds too good to be true. We're going to go check it out. And what's really cool is they went in to check it out and debunk it, and actually ended up putting their own journalist on the news showing blood results of exactly what Pam said, of lowering oxidative stress by 30% or 30% and then up to 70% ongoing. And so it was a huge, huge deal. And so when that news piece aired, there was $5 million of orders placed for this product. And it's all natural. You can't just grow green tea faster or the other ingredients faster. And so what happened was this became a shift in direction for the company. So they realized, not everybody is a nerdy scientist and understands free radical biology and what this can mean for your health, right? But they started to look at the fact that there needed to be education, that something sitting on a shelf as a bottle cannot jump out to the consumer and say, hey, buy me. So we started shifting into an education forward model, which, because of us being all natural and focusing on education and integrity, we attract really high caliber people who really want to put their name on something solid. But B, it's kind of this interesting combination that we're almost drug reps for something natural, right? So Pam's dream of one day being a drug rep, instead you get to be a natural, preventative, different route, which to me is even more meaningful. So that's just a little bit about why haven't you heard about this yet? And here's the deal. Since we switched in 2010 to network marketing to have this representative forward kind of education model, we've grown from doing 3 million in sales in retail a year to doing over 200 million, right? So this model is working. It's growing very sustainably. We've grown from being in just one country to now 13. We've grown from, basically having just a small handful of sales force to now about 80,000 distributors worldwide. But something that's really important for you to know, if you're looking at this or even brainstorming around kind of the business side, right, the income stream, diversifying, something that's huge in business is knowing where you are in timing. Would you agree, Pam, that timing is everything in business, right?
Absolutely.
So in timing, especially in this industry, if you're looking at sales, if you're looking at network marketing, you really want to be first, right? We've all heard of, I've been to, great company, but I've been to the Pampered Chef party. And so I know what that is. And if I get invited, I know what I'm going to, and I know whether I want to go or not, right? There's that word of mouth has already reached. So you have an assumption of what that is, right? You're not like, I wonder what we're going to do there, right? So what happens in this industry, there's a growth curve of network marketing companies and companies that have that household name, right? Like Avon Ladies Calling, Tupperware, these are long-standing institutional companies. And so we have that household brand awareness. Those companies, considered from a business standpoint, are fairly saturated. Most people know about it. They've been involved. They've been to the party, right? What happens is, in order to kick into that kind of that viral nature of feeling like it's, you run into someone and every 5 people are like, oh yeah, I'm using that product. I just heard about it. Creating that momentum takes about 135,000 distributors in a market to really get that awareness going. The big deal is with LifeVantage right now, starting to talk about this amazing cutting edge patent protected product line. We in the United States have less than 45,000 as of the last stock call. So the deal is we are a publicly traded company, traded on the NASDAQ, ground floor as far as infrastructure of people talking about this, but amazing leadership, amazing CEO, kind of C-level leadership, as well as field distributorship who have amazing systems of trading, of e-commerce. So we get the benefit of partnering with a well-established company that nobody knows about yet. So when I was looking at this, kind of my entrepreneurial bells started going off, thinking about, patented equals exclusive. There's no one else that has what we have. Ground floor, meaning that if I talked to 100 of my friends, maybe only 1 or 2 of them would have heard of it. And systems, meaning that, I had been approached by other home-based businesses, and just with my lifestyle, how busy I am, I knew that a business that required home meetings and traveling was just not going to be the right fit for me. And what's amazing at LifeVantage is that we use e-commerce, we use technology, Facebook events like we're using to get the word out so that even the busiest person, you don't have to be crazy tech savvy, but a little bit coachable, can really start to get the word out and create a big enough infrastructure for their own business that you can realistically look at significant supplemental income, replacement income, long-term kind of legacy income, depending on what your goals are and really how you run with this. So since we are a publicly traded company, I don't get a ton into all the details of compensation in something short like this, but I love talking about how the money is earned and split up. We have amazing transparency around what that looks like. So if you want to dive deeper into learning about this, we'll of course go through all the nuts and bolts on that. But that's really what I wanted to share, that we have a really strong company, that we intentionally chose network marketing to capture that education and integrity of getting that word of mouth out there. And we have amazing systems to help this ground floor sales force start to create an amazing viral nature of where these products can go. So since the product came out that Pam mentioned, we have expanded our product line a little bit into the skincare market, into the pet supplement industry, into all natural energy, as well as weight management. But each of our product lines being extremely backed by science and something that even someone the likes of Pam can put their name on to say, this is cutting edge, this has science, I feel safe sharing this with my friends and family. And so that's what we're here to just educate you about, to give you a little bit, I think, of the tips of the iceberg. I've never been more excited about where this company is going, the leadership that is being attracted to the team, just like Pam. We have dozens of people joining the team every month and really looking to be part of that ground floor core part of this movement. So Pam, I'm going to toss it back to you just to kind of let people know how you'll be reaching out to them and what you're most excited about.
Absolutely. Thanks, Chelsea. So yeah, again, whether you are interested in trying out the product for yourself, or if you have a family member that you think needs to use the product, or whether you're interested in the business, any of those three things is great and wonderful, and I look forward to chatting with you. I will follow up with everyone who is kind enough to be part of this and took time out of your busy day. And again, I'm so thankful that you were here. And I am really, really excited because, like I said, these products do improve people's lives. And I believe they prevent disease, or that they have the science behind them. I know I can't say because of the FDA that they really do, but they have the science behind them that disease states can be prevented. And this is, as a pharmacist, something that I care about. All of my family are going to be taking this, period. I already take it myself. My husband has been taking it, and he's a little older than me, and he complains about his joints and just feeling achy and being tired all the time. I mean, he's really bad about complaining about that. He's been on this for about a month now, and he feels so much better. He is not falling asleep on the couch every night at 9 o'clock anymore, and he's not complaining about his joints hurting anymore. So he's just feeling a lot better. So anyway, I look forward to chatting with all of you when this is over, or tomorrow or sometime. And I hope everyone has a great rest of the night.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. I'll end the broadcast, and we'll put in the links to that news report and the product update video in the next couple minutes so you can scroll around and start getting that visual education if you wish to. Thanks for having me on, Pam, and thanks to all of you. Bye, guys.
Bye.